Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, welcome to your Timeless Path of True Love reading. I am your reader, Mark, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, creator on Patreon, patreon.com/Drawing the Circle, Leo rising, Mars conjunct. I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal, and it's a little warm here on Long Island. It's like in the 50s, like it's getting up to the 60s or something today. Got the window open, and my kitty cats think it's spring at the time of this recording, so there's some feline shenanigans going on in the room, so welcome to the Leo read. If you are new to the channel, there is a video link in the description box that I made last year, a preface to the Path of True Love readings, what they're about, the Celtic Cross that I spread that I use, etc. So if you want to go check that out, it's there. There's also an extended reading. You can get it on Vimeo. There's a link, first link in the description box, is for the Vimeo extended page for this set of readings, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But on Patreon, all of my subscribers, no matter the level, have access to the extended readings, past, present, and future. So, want to check that out. Otherwise, enough promotion, enough business. Let's get down to the business at hand. We're going to do a Celtic Cross spread with some other cards thrown in. This is essentially a soul contract read, but it is about you. Path of True Love is your healing path, your hero's journey, your healing journey. Through your relationships, another way of looking at it, because your relationships are essential in all of that, and the side of fries. So we're going to start with the Caroline Mace Archetype deck to get you two people. You, I'm going to say this is you, because going back and forth, it's a general read, only you can know this can flip-flop, plus cross-watchers and all of that, and somebody crossing your path. That'll be the archetypal skeleton upon which the rest of the reading goes. Cool. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can. And also do check your other signs, because sometimes these are romantic, sexual, sometimes they're not. All soul contracts are part of the Path of True Love. Family members, friends, all of that. And sometimes we don't find out what it is until we get into the extended, where I've got a whole bunch. I've got the Kuan Yin Oracle, Blue Angel Oracle, the Blessed Bee Oracle, the Divine Animals Oracle. We're going to do 10 more cards from the Mythic Tarot. We'll be using Daughters of the Moon in this one. And Lover's Oracle cards, Simple Timeline. It's a lot. So let's get up in this gig, shall we? As a cat goes galloping across the dining room. Go lay down. Go lay down, Melchior. He's a Taurus. What's the point, right? Please take a nice deep breath. As the feline vibe is certainly in the air. Some fresh air coming in through the windows. Here we go. Okay, there you are. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, the angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the Path of True Love, and the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, eighth chakra and above. Please, I need the two dominant eighth chakra archetypes. First for our Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, though it may flip-flop for them, and one for the one crossing their path. So, eighth chakra dynamic for the Leo on the Path of True Love. Leave the card in my hand, and we've got the Mediator, a wisdom family archetype, who's crossing their path on the Path of True Love. They're like this little crossroads intersection dealio, decisions, choices to make, and you're dealing with the dilettante, a mediator and a dilettante, a wisdom family archetype, and a creative family archetype. These are in the title. These feel, well, all archetypes are neutral, but mediator is usually thought of as only in the positive, and dilettante always in the negative. on this deck is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. It's the same for all of them. The shadow stuff is what you're healing on the path of true love. That's the T, at least what this soul contract is hoping you with. The light attribute is what you're shooting for and giving you an indication of the gold within the lead if you do the healing work, the alchemy, your symbolic language. So let's look at the mediator. The shadow attribute, negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. So yeah, you've been brought in to mediate something, but you already know, regardless of what gets done, what your decision is going to be, regardless of facts. Personal attachment to somebody, right? Something in the shadow that you don't want anybody to know about. The light attribute, gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. Now remember, this can be about work life too, because you have relationships at work. You heal one relationship a little bit within yourself, right? Every relationship, I'm like, I'm going to learn, I'm going to heal whatever this is within myself. It heals every other relationship because you're the common denominator in all of your relationships. So heal you and watch them all shift and change. And sometimes it brings in the new, and sometimes it gets rid of those. I gotta go. Respect for both sides of the argument. I think that's a good place to shoot for, at least to have respect. You don't have to agree, but you can have respect for both sides of an argument. The dilettante, which is really the dabbler, was like, ugh, a dilettante, right? People who would rather have hobbies than be professionals. So let's look at the shadow attribute. Pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess, which is a nightmare. And I can see Leos being prone to that because they don't want to, pride. They don't want to look like they don't know. And then, you get called out. It's horrible. So don't pretend to grant me the maiden grace of humility to know that I do not know, but I'm willing to be shown. It's the first and last grace of my book, Words of Grace. It's my saving grace. That's why I'm fun. I don't take myself that fucking seriously. The light attribute, delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Now, put those arts in air quotes there. It can be the magical arts, the spiritual arts, the mystical arts, the culinary arts, right? It's not all about the performing and the visual arts, right? So delights in it without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Now, in a relationship, that superficiality could be an interesting thing here. So let's see what hits the table. 10 card, basic Celtic Cross, my own interpretation. I think I probably have a video from when I first started doing YouTube readings here. There's a lot of spiritual teaching in my back catalog on YouTube. But how I read the Celtic Cross, everybody does a little bit different, right? This is the next 4 chakras down, right? Got that 8th chakra. We're looking at the crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the feminine energy, the internal world, the psychological world, mental, emotional. Breathe. That feels strong. Okay, my goddesses of fire, the sign of Leo, powers of the south. 10 cards, one at a time, straight up. For the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and or Cross Watcher watching this video, receiving this reading. We've got a mediator and a dilettante. What's going on? Heart, third eye, crown, the world behind the eyes of the mediator. I'm just going to keep thinking that that's the Leo because it keep me from going crazy. 5 of Pentacles on the inner, the earthquake. I know, it's the ghosting card. Maybe the mediator is feeling a little ghosted here, but that well, I guess members of your own family can ghost you, right? People at work can ghost you, not necessarily that. But a mediator, you trying to be fair here. This can also talk about a wisdom being shook up. The name of the card is earthquake, right? 5 of Pentacles. 5s are numbers of change. That's why people use pentacles magically to change things, right? Fire, earth, air, water, spirit, boom, change. A little different than transformation. Solid to liquid to gas is a change. You can't unburn a cookie. That's transformation. So this could be being shook. But also I know when the pentacles are on the inner, it is about wisdom. It's something probably that was very, very hard to deal with, or something that shook you on the inner, and may have upset your mediator balance, that thing of like the scales of Libra. You might be a little shook up. Let's keep going. What's going on with the dilettante? Did the dilettante dabble and dally with the mediator? What's going on here? My goddesses, heart, third eye crown for the mediator. If that was just one, I would have taken it. Please, for the mediator in the 8th, crossing the path of the dilettante in the 8th, crossing the mediator with the earthquake, and we've got the hermit card, the wise one, the Kaliach. It's Kaliach. Definitely a hermit phase here. Definitely an introspection going on here. You know, I very rarely go with that thing of Five of Pentacles, always about being left out in the cold because of the Rider-Waite deck. I get it. It's a little on the nose, though. It's a little too to say every single time that's exactly what it means. But I think maybe in this case that might be. Particularly if someone has pulled back, not communicating. But it's a major arcana card. It's a major place in their life. And if we're talking about somebody becoming aware of how shallow they are in their pursuits, dabbler, muggle dabbler, right? Why wouldn't you feel that way? But then again, we're going to keep going. What's at the core of this? The subconscious influence for both of them on the path of true love. Can say sort of what brought them together. Melchior. Really? Now come sit with Mama. Come on. Cats can't say Papa. They go, Mama. Come on, come sit with me. Come sit on the white chair so people can see you. He's going to sit on the black chair. Taurians. Go, lay down, lay down. There's nothing I can do to stop you from meowing while I'm working. Teenagers, give them an inch, they swim all over you. He's such a good boy. He's Snuggle Bunny. Lay down, lay down. Breathe. Feel the vibe, Milky. Nope. Nope. My goddesses, I can feel you laughing up there. Please, what is the common denominator here? What is the core of this going on for this mediator and this dilettante on the path of true love? Please leave the card in my hand. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Destiny card, the Life Weaver, the Spider Woman. This is a fated, F-A-T-E-D thing, but destiny can be achieved if you take the hero's journey. There is a perfect timing aspect of this, and you don't know the whole web. You only see the threads in front of you, right? And even that, it's in the subconscious, right? It's under the surface. Let's keep going. Let's see. I want to see, where does this come from? What's in there behind? What's behind them? Up their butt? What's behind them on the path of true love here? Well, we've got the Ace of Blades on the inner, the Ace of Swords, the Sibyl. Don't hold your water. It's an air sign. The Oracle of Delphi, right? She was huffing gas out of a crack of a wall, ethylene gas. I'm not making this up, folks. She would go into trance, do her thing, babble, speak in tongues, essentially. Someone else would write it down, which is nice, you know, to have a stenographer, I guess, there, and another to interpret it. The three goddesses of the Pythia. Well, that's a new idea coming in. That's a new way of seeing things. A seed of air, very third eye. The heart, third eye crown. I know it. He wants temptations. He temptations, kitty treats. We have to get you a 12 paws group or something. Lady's so sweet. Breathe. Why do you think I have to breathe between every card draw? I live with cats. It's like living in a Tex Avery cartoon. Alright, my goddesses, what hovers above this? What crowns it? The fifth position here for the Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sign, and Cross Watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, that this is part of the crossroads, right? What's hovering here? that they have some decision here to make with this person in the present. What is hovering? No. What is hovering over this? What crowns this reading for this mediator and this dilettante? Okay, the Nine of Flames, which is the Nine of Wands. There can certainly be some defensiveness here, as we see in the Rider-Waite and other decks that carry the theme. You know what I mean? Touch my wands. But this is the Wanderer. I believe someone of the Romani tradition, which are called gypsies, Romani, whatever. I always try and be like accurate and politically correct and respectful, but things are changing so fast. Please don't cancel me. But this is the journey. This is, I got everything packed up in my wagon. I've got my 9 flames. That 10th one is just over the horizon. Now, what I love about this card is there is a sun, S-U-N, in the background there, but you can't tell if it's rising or setting. So there is a thing of you're almost there, but you have to like conserve your energy. Hence that sense of boundaries and protection that we often see, right? Not quite all the way home on this one in terms of the cycle of fire. Bringing it to the 10, which is the Hora in this deck. It's very different than the burden that everybody says the 10 of Wands is. It's not so much. All right, what is before them then on the path? All right, just mist around the river bend. Please, no. Leave the card in my hand for the Leo Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. And they're cross watchers, and we've got the 8 of Cups, withdrawal. Okay, feels like you're walking away, or at least going into yourself. It would make sense, coming from a place of an earthquake with a dilettante who's probably pulled back, but in a place of introspection. So I'm not getting that they're like with anybody else. Now, is this 100% confirmed romantic sexual relationship? No. This could be in any situation, but it reads easier as a romantic sexual one at this one. Withdrawal. I mean, this woman got in a boat, took a torch, rode to an island, right? There's effort here. This is a heart chakra card, water on the inner. You are going within. You are pulling back, to, following a trail of both upright and spilled cups. You got to feel it. There's no way out but through nowadays. You can try and bypass emotions using spiritual theory and practice, but that's what builds and feeds the shadow. The shadow has to be faced and embraced. I wish there was another way. You know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll tried it. It just didn't help. Don't I look it? You know, that's why people come to me. They're like, oh, you've been there. I'm like, I have the River Styx speed pass. So you're pulling back here for sure emotionally, but you're going to find that 9th cup. All right, that's the whole point of the 8 of Cups. You do walk away. You do withdraw into yourself from a situation to find the 9 of Cups. Yeah. All right, here we go. What's the lesson, my goddesses, for them? The lesson you would have them learn, Heart, Throat, Third Eye, Crown, is about the 5 of Flames, the 5 of Wands, the volcano known as Pele. Look her up. And don't take her rocks. She doesn't like it. This is about a lot of energy pent up in the subconscious, maybe even in the cell tissue, coming up through the emotions. An explosion, right? Blowing the top. Now, because it's your lesson, it's not saying don't do that. It's saying that if you are shook and you are pulling back, you can choose to go within and allow yourself to feel that fire, that anger, that rage, maybe even that feeling of the desire for vengeance. I'm familiar with that. No judgment on this channel. Whatever arises, love that. A wonderful book by Matt Kahn, K-A-H-N. His Healing Mantra deck is the last card down. You got to give that stuff a voice, because if you keep pushing it down, it takes you over. It's like a fire demon, takes you over, and you burn down the village. You lava it. You cover it in ashes. So, but that can also be Kundalini, sexuality, right? Sexual energy, creative energy. But it is the element of fire building up inside of you. That's why I love this deck. It just doesn't go all in on, you know, the Five of Wands being always a battle and negative. There's such a neutrality, right? It depends on location. From the outside looking in, my goddesses, what's the vibe, heart, third eye crown for this Leo, right? If we were to meet them, what would we get there? Oh, your first court card, the Pisces card, Mami Watu, the mermaid, that would be the Knight of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite Tarot. Ooh. Definitely you're emotional. I'm gonna say that. But maybe not so ready to talk about it, right? But that you might be going back and forth between dolphin and shark. Well, the two fish of Pisces, and neither dolphins or sharks are technically fish. But you know what I'm saying. Guppy and barracuda. There you go. Flipper and Jaws. That was just my immediate, because I have a Pisces moon, I know. So on the inside, there can be a lot of moodiness here within you, not like the mood swings of the Cancer, but deep dives into the emotions. Now, it is mutable water, which means changing water. So this might be you really allowing yourself to do what we were just talking about, not just feel this fire, but to allow it to flow through you like water. Because underneath all anger and rage, if that's what this is, it's a general read, is pain. Underneath all of that pain of fire, that rage of fire is the emotion, right? Under that, the painful emotion. All right, and remember, emotions are biochemical. So as you express them in healthy ways, they move through you. It's called emotional detox, shadow work, whatever. My goddesses, heart, third eye crown, please, for the Leo collective. Where are they on the path of true love here in terms of the hero's journey, alchemizing fate into destiny, or what they most fear, their fate, and what they most dream and hope for, their destiny? Where are they? What can they do? What can they focus on? Heart, third eye crown here to help them on the path of true love. And we've got the card of oppression. Half of the devil card in this deck is a feminist deck, so it doesn't use like patriarchal imagery like the devil or the Hierophant, but there is the Emperor / Hierophant called Pan. They amalgamated into one card. This is a woman buried under rocks in a burning village. Somebody burned down the village. And the rocks that she's covered by have faces on them. So this can be about the chains that bind, the codependence, the weight of the people, the psychic weight you're holding from people, the fears that burden you, the conditioning from jump, right? Come out of the womb. Here's your conditioning. And remember, ancestral patterns are passed through the DNA. So if there is, I don't know, pick your emotional thing, right? If there is a coldness or people don't grieve in the family, right? Oh no, stiff upper lip, then there's a pattern of anxiety, because anxiety tends to be caused from unprocessed grief, and that's just one example, right? So, or maybe anger issues, right? The emotions are biochemical, they affect the cell tissue, it can be passed down. So if you like come from Vikings, you know, Viking warriors, you kind of go, oh, that could be that. There could be that. But remember, you're an immortal soul. You're not your DNA. I know, controversial, but you know, we're not bodies, we're spirits. My goddesses, please, my goddesses of fire, the sign of Leo, powers of the South, please, the most probable outcome for the timeline of this lifetime for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sign, and Cross watcher, watching this video, receiving this reading, the Mediator, and the Dilettante. What's going on there? Oh, I love it. Temperance, yay. You got a lot of major arcana on the table. You got a lot. I'll count it up in a second. But this is the very alchemy shadow work certainly can be applied to the process of temperance. It tempering. Watch videos on tempering metal. He didn't do it in the last video, but awesome restoration of the tattoos. He's great. I love him. He's so cute. But all of those videos on YouTube about just tempering metal, you see what they do. It takes time, it takes heat, and it takes pressure. Right? Well, that is the patience that is needed. But healing is guaranteed here if you take the path of true love, face the shadows, deal with the emotions, learn the lesson of, you know, how to channel this energy through you, backing it up, stepping back, being a little defensive. I'm going backwards here, right? Because the information that you got, that came in, that idea here, is supposed to play itself out. Or maybe that's a truth that came in that shook you in the present moment here, dealing with a dilettante, a little bit of a dabbler, maybe a little shallow going on there. And yet with the Virgo card within, the Hermit card, going deeper. Maybe more depth there than meets the eye. Maybe they're not so shallow as they are seeing things from another place. It's all written, it's all scripted, it's all scheduled. You only see one or two threads here of the web itself. So we got our tarot on the table. We got 3 cards left, and I'll give you a blessing, and then I'm gonna jump over to the Vimeo Patreon extended read. Thank you, Whispers of Love Oracle. This is often the party chanter deck. Oh, the party hath been turned, my lady. Breathe. It's a rough read, but I feel like you're gonna be fine with it. Yeah, there's some work, but you get to temperance at the end. Worth it. One more nice deep breath. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, meaning the 2 of these people, these souls in human bodies, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love? First for the Mediator, 5 of Pentacles on the inner, and the whisper of love is treasure your loved ones. I'm gonna say the Cancer reading had this exact same card in the exact same position. Check your other signs. Treasure your loved ones. It is important to love each other deeply. And that's why I say, if people ever complain like he talks too much, it's like, I'm always shuffling the cards to make sure that we all know when I see a repeat card, particularly myself, that I gave them a good shuffle. Higher selves of all involved got this dilettante with the Hermit on the inner, the wise one. The whisper of love is, have patience. Love is patient and kind. Always. I think they're playing a waiting game. I don't know if they're dabbling. Not with that. I think they're being patient. I think they know you're shook. Now, they may not be the origin of your shookethness. Right? That earthquake on the inner, something came in. So whether it came in, clairvoyantly, an idea hit you, that ace of blades, that ace of swords, that seed thought that then you run with or not. But it definitely has you from this place of being shook. Might be you learned something, or you heard something, or you downloaded something here. But that treasure your loved ones, I would not cut. If this is a family member, you're going to have to work it out anyway, because it's family member. I mean, unless you choose not to. Plenty of people don't deal with their family members. No judgment here on my channel. I've done it. No. I don't care. You haven't been my family member in every single life. Thank you very much. To talk about not being tribal, right? But they're having patience here. And maybe that's why that Virgo card on the inner is there. Right, that thing of saying, no, I'm going to pull back. Feels like you both might be pulling back. Feels like you both might be pulling back. And if it is about healing and introspection, not a bad thing. Remember, it's just one chapter. One scene in the movie, right, of the path of true love is what's an ongoing path involving lifetimes of incarnating with these same souls over and over and over again until we get it right. Get it right? Do what, fulfill the contract. Last card down, as I mentioned, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. I'm going to read it from the bookie book. Let's get you a healing mantra. Doesn't matter which one you are here, the Leo or the Cross Watcher. Just please take a nice deep breath. Oh, I love you guys. As I call to the Ascended Masters of the Path of True Love, please, what is the perfect healing mantra for this Mediator, Dilettante, Path of True Love reading, this soul contract between these two, the perfect healing mantra to help them heal, and as they heal, we all heal. Unity and all of that. Path of True Love giving us our curriculum, our teachers, our students who we teach, who we learn from. What is the perfect healing mantra here, particularly with that treasuring their loved ones and having patience on the path of true love, this timeless Path of True Love reading. Wow, now I keep getting two in my hands. Hold on. Ascended Masters, leave the card in my hand. Activating the third eye. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. Just because it's the Ace of Blades doesn't mean it's accurate. Perception is not always reality. The sun does not rise in the east and set in the west if a planet turns on its axis. It just looks like that. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. And what did I say about this card? It was felt like a very third eye card. Well, there you have it. So look, sometimes people trigger you. A piece of information triggers you, and it has nothing to do with the actual thing that triggered you as much as it's activating the shadow, the unhealed stuff, the emotional pain body, right? Eckhart Tolle it, right? The power of now. Just go to YouTube after this. Go to YouTube, you're already on YouTube. I mean, like, once you're done with this video, put in Eckhart Tolle, ECKHART-TOLLE, and then the words pain body, right? Something triggers it. It was in there. It's like Prego. It's in there, right? Let me read you from the bookie book. Activating the third eye. And, you know, I've been working a lot with one of my spirit guides. I do believe it's the spirit of Carrie Fisher because I have always loved her. And really more for her writing than the Star Wars stuff. A true genius. And in her work, Wishful Drinking, she says that in life, something tragic happens, something traumatic happens, and it's horrible. Right? And you kind of honor it. That's my editorial. And then time goes by. And sometimes you look back and find the funny. Location, location, location. So oftentimes when we're being triggered in the present moment, it's because we've got these ideas and conclusions. Conclusions meaning like, all men are pigs. Cersei, all of them. Thank you, Madeline Miller. Right? Just zap them all. Turn them all to pigs. Right? That's the conclusion. They're all pigs. But that's not truth. That's not the truth. That is a belief. I am willing to see third eye beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. And by the way, to apply that to anything, it's not all about man-hating, right? Although the patriarchal energy deserves its comeuppance. As your third eye opens, you are able to notice how each moment is a catalyst for your ever-expanding soul. Meaning that, okay, this is happening for me somehow. Fine. Don't have to like it. Through your third eye, you will be able to more clearly see the lessons which each moment offers, allowing every encounter to help you become an even more radiant expression of your highest potential. And if that's not Leo, what is? The sun, ruled by the sun, shine. All of this is to make you shine brighter, but sometimes you gotta burn harder before you shine brighter. Oh, there's a meme waiting to happen. Make a t-shirt. Let's monetize it. Call Cafe Press. This mantra is ideal for dissolving personal judgments, developing more patience, and tempering inner conflict. Let me give you the blessing. If I had a mic, I would drop it, except the mic is built into the camera, and I paid way too much for that camera. Please take a nice deep breath. It's a salty read, but, you know, it's the tea. A salty tea hath hit the table. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine to please bless the Leo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, and maybe even their cross-watchers with all that they need on the path of true love, that the mediator can embrace their gift for negotiating fairness and strategy, personal and in their personal and professional life, with respect for both sides of the argument, which is on the table. But shadow work is necessary here. Dealing with the dilettante, that they can delight in the arts without having to be a professional, being alerting them of the danger of becoming superficial in their pursuits in this relationship, unless this person is just like that all the way around with everybody, which could be the case, right? So that the mediator can take this internal change, this shift, this earthquake that maybe happened really quickly, and integrate it into that, and to find that mediation within them. And so that this dilettante can go deeper in and higher up to the top of the mountain, so to speak, as the hermit, because this is a destined thing. They'll probably repeat it with somebody else if they don't kind of do at least their part of the contract there. And there is new insight, but maybe also some news, some truth that came in that set all this off. But is it truth, or does it just appear true? Well, crowning this is this moving forward, finding completion for the element of fire, to close the circle, to close the cycle of this, but they gotta conserve their energy to do it. So maybe not being so communicative, conserving their energies, and having clearly set boundaries. And of course that would lead to a sense of emotional withdrawal, going into their own cave, going into their own interior world to feel and heal what has to be felt to heal, and dealing, right? Because an earthquake, 5 of Pentacles, and Pele the volcano, 5 of Flames, their lessons are certainly being served up right now. And for that fire to learn how to cope, how to deal with that on the inner, willpower, element of fire in the throat, spit, swallow, chew, but only you can make those choices and decisions, and there is a lot of emotion going on here. The Pisces card is all about mutable water, feeling one thing one day and something other the next, and sometimes that can change from hour to hour. Sensitivity there, but also empathy in terms of perhaps even intuitive, like feeling things from other people, places, and things. And there is shadow work, the way for them to do this, which makes sense with the card of withdrawal, and that taking that journey of the Knight of Flames, conserving their energy to remove those rocks, that conditioning, that patterning that may have nothing to do with this dilettante whatsoever, so that they can come into harmony and balance through temperance. It won't kill them, but it will make them stronger. So for them to treasure their loved ones here, it's important to love them deeply, and loving them deeply might hurt, but because of what hasn't been dealt with in the past. And so this dilettante to have patience, because love is patient and kind always, then there's really an opportunity here to activate the third eye, that they be willing to see beyond their beliefs, ideas, and conclusions, and certainly that's not easy. Certainly if you made decisions based, everybody who makes decisions based on faulty information, things that appear true but that are not the truth, so may they be blessed with all that they need to learn, to heal, to grow, to be the best that they can be, and fulfill their role on the path of true love, healing themselves, helping each other heal, hopefully, and really healing all of humanity. So mote it be. So it is. It's a tough read, but we nailed it. And if you want a private read, link in the description box, booking a reading with Mal. It's a video, explains everything. Did you like the video? I know, rough read, you may not thumbs up, but thumbs up so other Leos can find this, right? And if you want more of me here on YouTube, you know what to do. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I am putting these things out. I could be putting one out at 3 a.m. if I can't sleep. Why? Because I am the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal and come Patreon on Patreon. I'm a lot of fun. No one's complaining on my Patreon. Why? Because I'm a Virgo with Leo rising, Mars conjunct Pisces moon, and I'm the fun one. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed. Comment what type of relationship in this is this Leo rising would like to know. Yeah. Farewell and blessed be.